Violent crime in Tijuana has reached record levels. In just 1 week, 48 people lost their lives. That's nearly the same total of victims in San Diego for the entire year.
Hi, you've got Aaron and Adriana here from the Handsome family. My lovely wife, Adriana.
Hi.
Yeah, so we have built a life here in and around Rosarito for about the last 10 years, and now we're helping other people to do the same. And today we just wanted to talk about life in Mexico. So Mexico has a bad rap. The U.S. media is like any media company. They are based on ratings. That's how they survive, so their advertisers will pay them. And so they love to sensationalize things. They love to use scare tactics and emotional hooks and things to draw viewers in to keep your attention. And unfortunately, happy, joyful life, daily life, it just doesn't sell. Hey, how are you doing? My name's Aaron Handsome, an Ohio State Buckeye raising a family in Rosarito, Mexico, with my wife Adriana, our son Adam, and my mother Grandma Handsome. If you're thinking about retiring someplace cheap and beautiful, or you're just thinking about visiting Rosarito, like and subscribe and you can follow our stories. Welcome to the channel. And so I can tell you that I'm living my best life. I just turned 50 in January, and I'm living my best life here. And Mexico has been really good for me. So you have a huge expat community here in Rosarito and Tijuana and surrounding. I probably know 1,000 people here between my sobriety community and our church community and even our community. So what I mean by that is that San Antonio, Del Mar, Baja Malibu Lomas, San Marino, they all have like a WhatsApp group where everybody talks about what's happening in the community. And you probably have, in terms of subscribers to that group and contributors, you probably have 500 or 1,000 people there. Maybe it's more. We share information with each other so that we help each other in the community stay safe, and that's the same with all the communities that we belong to. So huge expat community. The cost of living is cheaper on every dimension. So from your real estate costs to your costs of food, your utility costs, your costs of transportation. And Uber in the Rosarito area cost me about a third of what it does in San Diego, to give you an idea. Your cost for high-speed internet and things like that, even your phone service. So I have a phone with like 10 gigs of data through the local phone company here, the main phone company, and it costs me like $45 a month. Unlocked phone, so I don't have them blocking my features the way that so many of the phone providers do, the cell phone providers do in the U.S. We have stores here that are the same as the U.S. We have Walmart supercenters. The products are a little bit different, but it's a huge Walmart filled with products. We have Costco. We have Arco and for the gas stations, and Chevron and BP and 7-Elevens, and we have McDonald's and Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Carl's Jr., Dairy Queen and ice cream. A lot of the banks are different down here. There are some sister banks, but my point is that the life here in Mexico, at least in the Rosarito area, is not so unsimilar from the U.S. My mother is getting medical treatments, and she has covered California, and she goes to California for her treatments. But that's another really good point. If you need dentistry work or cosmetic surgery, all of those things are super expensive, and there's a huge market for them here. So you just have a ton of things that are available to you, and life is just so much cheaper. About the only thing that is more expensive would be things like consumer electronics and consumer goods like that, because they are generally importing from the U.S. and other places, and you have to pay. Mexico requires that you pay a VAT, a value-added tax, on those items. But outside of that, everything else is cheaper. And most of the people that I know, they set up a P.O. box in Imperial Beach or San Isidro in San Diego, South County, San Diego, and they will order products to their P.O. box, and then they just bring them over. In some cases, you need to declare them, but if it's just for home use and it's not a business purpose, then you're not required to declare most of those things. You've heard enough from me, so why don't we turn it over to my wife, Adriana, here, and let her tell you a little bit. So Adriana is from Oaxaca.
Yes, I'm born in Oaxaca.
Born in Oaxaca.
I'm living in Oaxaca almost all of my life.
Adriana has ancestral roots there too. We all did DNA. Those are ancestral lands down there. And so her family's been there for a very long time. And so growing up, I mean, did you feel insecure? Were there security concerns? Or, and if there were, I mean, what did you guys do to make sure that you stayed safe? Hey! The Handsome family needs your help to keep this channel going, bringing you the best tips on living your best life in Mexico. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Your support helps us keep creating great content. Thank you. So growing up, I mean, did you feel insecure? Were there security concerns? Or, and if there were, I mean, what did you guys do to make sure that you stayed safe?
Well, before I'm coming here, I hear the news. I feel a little scared before to coming here. But when I'm here, I have 5 years living here. So
you heard the news about the Tijuana area?
Yeah, Tijuana.
Okay, I heard that it was scary. What about Oaxaca though? I mean, growing up in Oaxaca, do you feel like you were secure?
Yeah, in some place, like every country in the world, it's dangerous places and safe places. Yeah, in Oaxaca, I feel safe most all the time, but here too, I'm not feeling secure here. We have a great life.
If you were to tell somebody that was coming here that didn't know anything about here, what would you say to them with regards to security?
Some recommendations?
Well, just a description. Like how is it? Do they need to be afraid? What kind of things should they do or not do, to stay safe?
Well, the principal thing you can do is go to bad places.
Yeah.
Exist different bad places.
Yeah.
In this state, you can stay in a tourist area.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Depends to don't meet with bad people either.
Yeah.
You need to have a safe community. But if you are a safe people, you will have a safe community.
Yeah.
What more?
Yeah. So I would say the same things. And I actually spent some time in security right out of high school. But before we move on to that topic, so to her point, we don't go off the beaten path here. We do go to the interior of Mexico because there's a lot of tourists in a lot of places. We've been to Monte Alban, which are huge ruins that are thousands and thousands of years old. They really don't even know how old. That the Olmecs and likely the Aztecs inhabited, and even maybe people before them. These are tourist destinations, and so we generally, even when we go into the interior of Mexico, we tend to stay in those places rather than getting off the beaten path. We don't associate with people that we don't know, and we don't go out at night to just secluded places. We don't go to the bad areas of town, and so far we've had zero problems. We've had no problems. So one of the things I did when I first got here is I opened a call center for another guy. I was just the general manager. And I had about 145 employees after 3 years of having that open. And we hired a bunch of deported gangsters, like gangsters from Los Angeles. And those guys were violent, and it was a bad idea. We didn't know what we were walking into, and so certainly there are bad characters here. But with a little bit of time, we figured out how to screen those people out and start looking at their backgrounds and really kind of evaluating their goals and objectives and their drives. so that we were able to stay away from them. So you want to use a little bit of intuition if you meet somebody new, but otherwise I would say stick to your community. You're going to meet lots of expats here that are from other places, and just stick to your community and the communities that you're involved in when you get down here, and you'll be safe. Yeah, and something else I want to talk about, the services here, the labor costs are so cheap. If you need your whole body redone on your car, you need everything repainted, you need a part replaced, you need landscaping or pool work done or electrical work, all of that stuff is super cheap. It's probably a third of what it is in the US. So it's just a lot easier to get along here cost-wise, and it's a beautiful, peaceful country. The culture here is laid back, and I think it's about time for Adam to get up from his nap, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. For
home security, the tips that we had when we were setting up security systems for people was, easy access places where people could climb up. Those are areas that you probably want cameras. There are motion detectors. They have the same technology down here, pretty close, that we use to the US. Floodlights, if you've got dark areas around your home, motion sensor floodlights are wonderful because they're big bright lights that'll pop on to deter people. Of course, barking dogs and things of that nature are recommended, but we live in a gated community with security guards that do a really good job, so we've never had any problems. And I would say that as long as you're looking at your community and what the security protocol is, and if it's good, then you're not going to have any issues here in Mexico. And we're here to help you if you do. Just want to welcome everybody out there, and thank you so much for watching our channel. Tell them bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.